price rise in the petrol prices we are looking at, are we expecting more such shockers in the days to come?
In fact, this is nothing. That is what I feel. Uh, See, daily price change was already there for a very long time, right from August 2017. But the price increase used to be 5 paise, 10 paise, 5 paise, 10 paise, 20 paise maximum. That way, the rates from then to almost till November, the rates had gone to 107 and 103. But all of a sudden, government reduced it by reducing, if you recollect, one fine day, government reduced, Goa government, and at some of the states which are ruled by BJP, they all had done it at a time. They reduced the VAT on it. Similarly, the central government reduced the excise, and we all dealers faced a huge loss because the stock that we were holding that time had to be sold at a lower price, which was almost about 10 rupees to 15 rupees per. In Goa, we have lost almost about, between all the dealers, about 4 crore rupees, and each dealer average was about 2.5. Like bigger dealers were even have lost about 7 to 8 lakh rupees. Uh, now, this was done by the government. I don't know. I just want to talk neutral. The government was increasing the prices slowly. In the month of November, they reduced the prices, and then the dates for the elections were declared. So it looks like that the move was deliberate to please the people at the time of. Very interestingly, from 4th November to 21st March, November, December, January, February, 21st of March, almost end of March, for 5 months, there was no increase in any price, in Goa at least. If they can hold on for 5 months, I don't know why we are in a haste to collect all this money now. Now, if you see, the prices started increasing from 22nd. That was exactly 1 week or 10 days from the election results in all the 5 states. Then again, the prices have been increasing at the average rate of almost about 80 paise, close to 1 rupee on petrol. And from 22nd March to today, there is an increase of almost about 8 rupees 45 paise, both in petrol and diesel. One is 8.47, one is 8 point, the diesel is about 8.45, and in petrol is about 8 rupees 47 paise in from 21st March to 3rd April. And at the rate that they were holding the prices, these prices would go up even up to about 25 rupees more by another 2 months, is my prediction. The holding of prices which led to certain losses to the oil companies is followed by the war between Russia and Ukraine, with which what has happened is the supply from other nations that we were receiving has been curtailed or is reduced because all the sea passages and all are under cautious, and the transportation has reduced. There is a talk about getting some fuel from Russia in spite of, but what we buy from Russia is very small. I mean, as per my knowledge, I think it was just 1% of our requirement is purchased from Russia. Now they may have increased it to 5%, but that doesn't solve the problem. What about the balance 95? So what has happened is this has enhanced the prices of fuel everywhere in the world, each and every country, not only the countries which are at war, but it is increased it for everybody in the world. America is facing the same problem. So it is likely that it is going to be affect. It is likely to affect India also. This situation, present situation. So the loss to be recovered for 5 months that they were holding the prices, plus the problem of war, is going to definitely bring it up to about 125 rupees. Now, the examples speak for themselves in what happened in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a country like our country only, but a smaller population. There, the prices of petrol have gone to 125 rupees, 130 rupees. That is why you see people on the street there. So prices are going to increase. Prices in USA have increased. Prices in UK have also increased. So prices are, unless the government comes out with some, but the dependency of the state is so much there on fuel only. They collect the everybody is aware that petrol and diesel is still under the purview of VAT, and the VAT is a state income. It is not split. It is not given to
Center.
GST is split. GST is given to central 50% to, but VAT is, that is why it is not under GST. It is under VAT, and the 100% income of VAT goes to the state, and state depends so much on fuel, and then they go on increasing and lashing it. I mean, the prices there is like a state like Maharashtra is almost charging 35 to 40%, whereas Goa we are still better in 20, just 22%. So that becomes 100% income of the state. The states depend very heavily, so there is less likelihood of state reducing the VAT. So government will have to come out with some solution for this. A lot of people talk about GST, one tax, one nation, one tax. But GST is least likely unless government provides how to give funds to the states for the loss they would suffer on VAT. Maximum rate is 28%. So the state will get only 14%. What about the difference? Like Maharashtra will say we are charging 35%, 35 and 14%. Give me the difference between that. Goa will say we are charging 22%. Give me the difference between 14 and 22. So how is state government? But it is up to the central government and state government to sit together and come out with this. It can only be reduced by the taxes, all the taxes that go into the price. It is the import duty. The next is the excise duty, which is not there on any other product anymore. So because there is only GST, and the third is VAT. So all these three first two taxes that I talked about are in the hands of central government, whereas the VAT is in the hands of the state government. So both the governments will have to sit together and come out and see how best they can start, at the cost of losing a revenue, how best they can restructure the pricing policy, which can alone bring down the prices, because the internationally prices are on hike, are on increase. To reduce the pace of increase, what is being increased now, it is not that the prices were not increasing, but they were increasing by 5%, 10 paise, 5%, 8 paise, 15 paise. But now they are almost there. 80 paise is almost close to 1 rupee. So if you go by say 80 paise, which is an average till today, then probably 3 months down the line or 2 months down the line, our pricing will be about 125 rupees per liter for petrol. We are today, petrol, I think we are what? 103.88 in Vasco. So the pricing in Goa will be around 1 rupee, 106 rupees average somewhere or other.
With this constant change in the pricing, whether it is affecting the petrol pump owners or dealers.
100%, 100%. We have it's become a very complex issue. Uh, Sometime back when they reduced the excise duty and VAT, when we took up the complaints to the government departments, some of the department officers told us, "But you are making money on increase in the pricing." We don't make money because nobody keeps that high stock. Nobody keeps that high stock because the pricing has gone up to an extent, and our margins have remained same. We don't get increase in our dealer margin. Our dealer margin was fixed in the year to August 2017, and all these years it's remained same. My increase in the working capital is gone so high. How do I make up? So we have to struggle by keeping low stocks. The only answer for any dealer to meet this sort of a situation where your margins have not increased is to keep as low stocks as possible. So even when you talk about increase, like suppose if price increase at 80 paise yesterday, my stock was as low as 2. I can show you a message come from this is automated. We get a message that your stock has gone below the required stock. So last 3 days I'm getting those messages because I can't today. Even my petrol pump, I require working capital. Working capital is not coming easily because it is costing. So we need, the only way we can do it is to reduce so the dealers don't keep that high stock to win that much, that sort of a.
Time and again, we have heard petrol pump owners talking about increase of commission, increase the rate of commission, but the demands are always kept pending while the company impose the facilities like having toilet facility, other facility. They impose certain restriction. How you look at this? It is going to encourage the petrol pump owners or discourage more?
No, 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 no. See, there is some wrong information that is in the market. Our trade is guided as a by what is called marketing guidelines. Marketing guidelines are being used by the companies as rules. They are not rules, they are guidelines. The wording itself is clear. And what they added in somewhere in 2014 or 15 is that they started charging fines for the guidelines. Fines can be charged if it is a rule made. If it is a rule, guidelines is not a rule. Now, when somebody says keep your toilet clean, now cleanliness is comparative. Like what you find clean may not, somebody may not find it clean as clean. Somebody wants a 5-star. Now, a public toilet in you tell me any government department's public toilet, are they in a position to keep it clean? We do keep. Now we were forced by certain rules that guidelines were misused as for. They said that you should keep the toilet open for public. That is because they wanted to add these toilets to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan target. This is my reading about it. The toilet, every shop, you go to any shop, they have very big shop today, any mall today has a toilet. But that toilet particularly is available only for the customers. You go to any of the toilets of the dealers. We have toilets, they are maintained clean and they are maintained clean only for our own customers. When at one stage government said that no, you should make it available for public, it was very difficult for us to maintain the toilet because then more number of people started using it. Now more number of people means more care is to take. Toilet cleaning staff is not so easily immediately available, more so for such public toilets. So we had this clash between us and this thing where we said we are willing to keep toilets, we are willing to keep it clean, we are willing to take all the steps, but as long as it is available for my customers only, because it's a private enterprise. What we are doing is a private company, may be a public limited company or it may be a public, but what we are they are all PSUs, but doesn't mean that. Then tell me, you go to income tax office, you go to any other government office and tell me how clean their toilets are. Why that? You go to the depot here. I'm giving you a challenge. You go to the depot and see the toilet of the drivers. It's worse than any municipal toilet. A depot cannot maintain its toilet and they tell us to maintain the toilets. I don't think that is an issue at all. All the petrol pumps, whoever are having, they are all clean, but they may be. Our clash with the company was not about maintaining the toilet. Our clash with the company was about usage of the thing. The company said any Tom, Dick and Harry can use the toilet. Everybody has different habits, so it is not possible.
So
Sorry.
Yeah.
So increase in the price, are petrol pump happy with the price increase, or what is the reaction, because they have to face people?
No, that is what I'm telling to tell you, that if it had gone, if my margin had gone up, I would have been happy with it, because there was somebody was giving me a margin to make up my cost of my interest on the increased capital. Every time I bring the stocks, I have to pay more price. So I require more money. When I give on credit to the government departments or any larger party, the amount outstanding with them increases because the cost has increased. Today, suppose I was supplying to a X party, say 500 liters. The 500 liters sometime back was costing us X amount. Now it is X plus 10. So that makes the whole difference. So we are not really happy because our margins are not commensurating the increase and the level of expenditure that we have. To meet that expenditure, we need some extra this that is not met.
So last 14 days we are seeing the every day there is an increase in the price. What is the reason every day they are increasing, or it should be a one time increase?
That is what some of the customers have expressed, that if the government wants to increase it, let them increase it one time, say 10 rupees, instead of increasing every day, because you know that you are going to spend extra money. You know how to control your budget once it is. Now you don't know where this 80 paise is going to lead you to. Is it going to lead you to 20 rupees, 25 rupees, 50 rupees, or 100 rupees? But once you know, say that okay, for next 5 months 10 rupees increase, then everybody knows that okay, this is going to be. You will have to manage your budget. Today the smallest person on the street is having a motorcycle, and he has to manage his budget. He is sacrificing something or other when the price increases here. So once the customer knows that this price is going to remain steady, then he can plan his budget. But if you have this sort of price, you don't know what is going to. It is becoming a problem for everybody. Everybody, even when the truck driver fellow, when he goes back home and gives an account to his owner, the owner does not know what he is talking about, because it is 84 paise in Chandigarh, and it is some 78 paise in some other place. It is 85 paise some other place. So when he goes, if he has taken it from three different pumps, he goes and gives a bill of three different pricings. It becomes very, very difficult for us to maintain such account at our petrol pump, especially for credit customers, is very, 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 very difficult.
So how much difficult for your staff at the petrol pumps, because people, various types of people are coming?
No, the we have a system where there are delivery boys. Delivery boys know their rate, and so every day morning they know I have to charge this rate. So and it appears there. If you see at every petrol pump, the amount comes automatically. And all petrol pump in Goa, 100% petrol pumps are automized. Automized means the pricing changes automatically. The company changes it on the. It is all computerized. Second, our stocks on any minute today, right now, what is the stock at, say, Joshi's petrol pump is known to my company, Bharat Petroleum. So their man can sit and tell you, your one tank number one is having X amount, your tank number Y is having another amount. So this is all known to company, because this is all automized. So pricing calculation, no problem, because it's automatic calculation. It is a problem with the account stuff. It's a problem with the account staff. Many times what happens, this public buses, that fellow takes 40 liters yesterday, and he makes the payment today. Should he pay by yesterday's price or today's price? He says, I took it yesterday, so I am going to pay you this price. My account is closed for the day. Then my person from this answer, this money has come short. He is not paying. What do I do? It's a loss to the petrol pump. Depending on what sort of you can next day stop that guy, but stopping somebody's sale or stopping somebody's delivery is not an answer in business.
Sir, it is said that petrol prices directly, indirectly also influence the inflation. So this would be definitely as a.
It affects the inflation very, very badly. if ask me in simple terms, suppose if the price goes up by, say, as we call, say now it has gone up by 8 rupees in last 10 days, you will find the product has gone up by 25 rupees. Now the price वाढलं नाही. Uh, Now that price, somebody will always give, the fuel prices have gone up, this and that is why it is increased. But fuel price has gone 8 rupees per liter, and when you are bringing the product, there are 50 products that you are bringing in one pickup. But he says 8 rupees per item, and that is how the inflation goes up. It snowballs. It snowballs. It goes on picking up everything that is there, and instead of just picking one little this thing, it picks up those 10 rounds that ball makes, and that is why the prices, and that is how the inflation goes up. In the absolute control trades, there is a rarity, but जो छोटा छोटा
Vegetable.
vegetable, eggs, all this, what you call,
Daily.
yeah, daily requirement, and that is the person who is affecting. It is the on road person, a construction worker, a daily wage worker. He buys it per day. He buys it per day, right from chai. He will buy chai. Now chai sachets come, shampoo sachets come. Why? The person is buying only for a day. So everybody buys for that day, and that price goes up.
So there was a time when petrol pump business was a lavish business. Petrol pumps owners were like proud people. What is the situation then and now? 20 years back and now.
No, because the number of trades were limited. Number of trades were limited. So that is why this particular trade used to shine. But now there are more and more. Nobody talked about mobile phones that time. Now the smallest mobile phone kiosk that you see on the road is the most attractive and most decorated place in the city. So the number of products have increased. Number of there used to be a time when cigarette shop used to be the best shop selling. But where are cigarette shops today? They are nowhere. There are certain products which have just vanished with the time because new products have come, new glamorous products have come. So, and petrol pump is now become a, that time getting a petrol pump license, getting a petrol pump this thing used to be our controlled. Today it is not so. You have political influence, you can have a petrol pump anywhere today, and it's a day-to-day sort of a consumption place. So other luxurious places which have come up, tell me 25 years back or 30 years back, where we talking about 5-star restaurants everywhere. Today across everywhere you find a, so that this thing is lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. That trade has lost its lust. That is it. That's the thing.